George Goddic, prominent 19th century physician, proclaimed, "Disease is the vital expression of the human organism." Good evening, everyone. My name is Jerel Saul, and I'm a junior legal communications major from Spring Valley, New York. In humans, the most common type of blood cell within the body is the red blood cell. The job of the red blood cell is to transport oxygen within the body and is shaped as an oval biconcave disc. Believe it or not, there are people who have red blood cells that are shaped like a crescent moon. People whose blood cell exhibit this irregular shape have what is called the sickle cell disease. Sickle cell is a debilitating disease that negatively affects the minority, disproportionately affects the minority community. It is caused by an offspring inheriting the sickle cell trait from both parents and has numerous symptoms that can inhibit a comfortable life. Since everyone in the class is a member of the minority community, it is important to know about a disease that disproportionately affects us. Finally, in addition to knowing 3 people that suffer from the disease, I have done extensive research on this topic. People with sickle cell have blood cells that contain abnormal hemoglobin called hemoglobin S. Hemoglobin is the iron-rich protein that carries oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. Hemoglobin S is responsible for the sickling that occurs in the blood cells of people affected with sickle cell anemia. The reason why the presence of these blood cells is deleterious to the human body is because these cells are stiff and sticky, and they tend to block the blood flow in the blood vessels of the limbs and organs. Normal red blood cells, on the other hand, are flexible and move easily throughout the blood vessels. According to the Sickle Cell Center in Connecticut, in our society, the disease occurs in every 500 African American births, every 1,000 Hispanic American births, and furthermore, 2 million Americans, or 1 in 12 African Americans, exhibit the sickle cell trait. This means that at least 2 or 3 of you sitting in this classroom here today may have the sickle cell trait and may not even know it. Since so many of us carry the sickle cell trait, many of you are probably wondering, how do you receive this trait? People who have the trait do not always have the disease. According to Marion Bloom, author of Understanding Sickle Cell Anemia, in order to suffer from the disease, a person must receive the sickle cell trait from both parents. On the other hand, people who receive the trait from one parent do not get the disease but simply exhibit the sickle cell trait. According to Science Daily, those who have the sickle cell trait are immune to malaria. This explains why this disease is so prominent in areas where malaria is ubiquitous. People in malaria-prone areas adapted to their environment by assuming a trait that allows them to become immune to the disease. However, while it is known that people with the sickle cell trait cannot succumb to malaria, the mechanism by which the trait defends humans against the disease is unknown. Furthermore, those who receive the trait from both parents do not receive the benefit of being immune to something due to the complications that come with the sickle cell disease. Those who suffer with disease usually experience numerous sickle cell crises. The number of crises that are experienced vary by each individual. It occurs when the red blood cells get stuck in our blood vessels, shutting off the blood flow and oxygen to other areas of the body. As a result of the lack of blood flow, pain, organ damage, or even stroke can occur. All in all, this genetic disorder, which affects us disproportionately, can cause many complications. I have shown that sickle cell can be a very trying disease. But now that we know and are familiar with the disease, we are now able to fully understand what those who have sickle cell deal with. Thank you.